Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sports Line at the Park House, 403 East Ohio Street. I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine. I got Smoking Jim Frazier with me. We got some great guests. I see the owner, Zamir, walking by. Maybe we can get him on camera. I don't think we can. I want to thank everybody for watching us on Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area, from Nemacolin all the way up to Cranberry, Wexford, through the city of Pittsburgh. Even in Northside here, people are watching us on Verizon 32. Now on Comcast 7, you can only watch us in Bethel Park. That's how they made it. I just ran into a lot of friends at an event last night. Everybody had Comcast 7, Smoking Jim. They said, "Who's that guy with you from Bethel Park? Where'd you get him?" I said, "It's a long story, but don't bring up Monroeville." We'll talk about that later. So thanks to Dave Cable for letting us venture out of our BPTV studios. And you can find us every Tuesday through Saturday night at 7 o'clock to 8. We do a Monday night show supposedly at 7:30, but we're now a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties. I take the full responsibility for it. We have Rosie on the camera filling in to help out. And I want to thank everybody on Facebook. We hit a brand new high, 4,936 likes, and I'm proud of that. Thank you for liking us. And I only go for a little rule that if you like us first, I'll like your page within reason. And don't ask Smoking Jim what's been going on his page, because it's outrageous what some of the people are posting there. Don't like everybody, please. That's what happens. We're going to start our show with What's on Our Mind, and it's sponsored by one of our friends that owns Skeets Service Station. Skeets Lewandowski sponsors What's on Your Mind, and we're going to start that right now. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the Talking Machine. And if you want the green,
Hold it, wait.
you got the C, Levine. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out. Hey, the University of Pittsburgh is known for having some of the greatest offensive linemen in college football history. Bill Fralick, Mark May, Russ Grimm, Jimbo Covert, Jim Sweeney, Iron Mike Ditka. Penn State is known for linebacker U, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are known for producing some of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history. L.B. Nickel, Buddy Dowell, Lynn Swann, John Stallworth, Louis Lips, Yancey Thigpen, Hines Ward, Plexico Burris, Santonio Holmes, Mike Wallace, Martavius Bryant, and Antonio Brown. Last night, Antonio Brown burnt the Oakland Raiders for a Steeler record, 17 catches, 284 yards. They were fried, dyed, laid to the side. He looked like Big Money Grip with his swivel hips. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time Pittsburgh Steeler team MVP, former AFC Player of the Year. He nearly has 500 career catches, nearly 7,000 yards. Antonio replaced Santonio, and he just may be the greatest receiver and diva in Pittsburgh Steeler history.
Hey, Smoking Jim, are you done yet? That was some new information. I know that. Rarely do we get the new stats. I wanted to talk about the Steelers, that you stole some of my thunder there. What's on my mind is the sports teams in the Pittsburgh area all had a problem. They couldn't win. I'm watching the Steeler game. It looked like they were going to win. I left the house. I had to go to a fundraiser, Smoking Jim. And you could have been there too. I ate so much food that it was just unbelievable. All the restaurants in Bethel, there were about 18 of them. I got to sample a lot of great food, even Pasta 2, our friend Ray that owns Pasta 2. Our Olive Oil's Pizzeria, my man Ryan was giving out pizza like crazy. So I go, who won the game? I watched all of a sudden on this smartphone, because you know I got one now. Oakland scored. Then they scored again. Big Ben got hurt. I go, what's going on? Are they going to overtime? Somebody goes, yeah. I thought they were in overtime. Then, with 4 seconds to go in the game, somebody tells me, we just got a field goal. I went from being depressed, was eating like crazy. I didn't stop eating, but now I was happy because one of our teams redeemed us. And I found out later that Antonio Brown had over 300 yards altogether. So what a day he had. I missed some of that stuff. I'm not going to talk about how people like to celebrate when they make a great hit. Oh, wait. The play has to be over, doesn't it? I watched that game. I said, if I'm a coach, he's a superstar, I get him out of the game because you play whistle to whistle. And he was celebrating. What happens if his other players weren't there? You don't have to mention Mitchell's name, right? Why would you even do that? And then the week before, when he got a 15-yard penalty, I forget the Steelers coach because he seems like a player now. He said there was no problem with two experienced Steelers getting 15-yard flagrant fouls after a play. Well, I'm outraged, but I predicted 8-8 because they are not great, and we're going to see what happens in this season. I hope they prove me wrong because we got a coach. And you can walk through, sir. Anybody that needs a bathroom, we don't stop anybody. He's in the military. Did you see that move? And let me just announce, if you have to go to the bathroom, just walk in front of us. We know where you're going. Nobody will attack me, just Smoking Jim. And that's what's on my mind. Introduce yourself, because only you can do it better than me. Take this mic. You don't look right unless you're holding the mic.
I need to hold the mic. You're right.
Definitely.
My name's Jack Hunt. I'm from the north side of Pittsburgh here, also known as Johnny Angel from Johnny Angel and the Halos. So thank you much. And the show Alan was talking about is my radio show, which is on Sunday nights, if you don't mind, Alan.
You know what? I like shameless promotions, and if a guest has been on here before, they got carte blanche. And Smoking Jim, you can look that up because this man knows what that means.
Now, I was on the radio a lot of my life here in Pittsburgh. I was on KDKA for a while. I was on WJAS, 3WS, Whammo, or not Whammo, Zoom, WZUM. And now I'm on internet radio, which is worldwide on Sunday nights from 7 till 10 p.m. And it comes out of South Carolina, the Carolina Breeze. And it's called the Johnny Angel Heavenly Soul Show, which I play nothing but actually nothing but Nuttin, nothing but the great soul sounds. Yeah. The great soul sounds of the 60s, and it's old school soul. I flash back and do some rhythm and blues and a little bit of doo-wop every now and then, but it's mostly a soul show. I also do interviews of people I've worked with over my career, like Mary Wilson from the Supremes, the Iceman, Jerry Butler, Eddie Holman. It goes on and on and on.
James Brown.
James Brown, I had the pleasure of not only working with, but spending some personal time with. He sent me a Christmas card just about every year until he passed away. The Godfather of Soul, my hero in life.
If he's playing soul, doesn't that 1 + 1 = 2, brother? Come on, man.
Do you want to hear a great story about James Brown?
Yes,
please.
We're working at Three River Stadium, right, for a show. And James Brown is supposed to, he's the headliner, and he's supposed to give an interview. And this was right after the time when he had the incident with his mishap down in Georgia, right?
Yes.
And so he didn't want to do interviews, which I didn't blame him at all. So the station came to me and said, you know, James Brown is the headliner, and we really need him to interview. And I said, well, the man doesn't want to, and I honestly don't blame him, you know. And they said, well, maybe you can talk with him. So I talked to James. I went up to his dressing room, and I said, I totally understand, and I respect your, you know, what you feel right here. I said, but would you do one if I interviewed you? And he talked to his lawyer friend, and he turned around to me and he said, if you can get me police coverage from here down safely, I'll give an interview only to you. So I had some of my friends from Pittsburgh's finest, and they walked us down to the trailer. And sure enough, we did a 40-minute interview because there was a rain delay, right? But when we were finished, I had all these records from James Brown live at the Apollo Theater. And I asked him to sign them for me, which he did. And he said, I don't have one of those. And I said, James, I'm going to send you one. I have another one at home. So I got home that night. Next day, I sent him a copy of Live at the Apollo.
Wow.
And a week later, I'm on the road performing, and my wife calls me. She goes, I think I just made a big mistake. And I said, what's wrong? She said, I got a call, and this guy was imitating James Brown.
This is a first on Pittsburgh Sportsline. You can't hear this anywhere else or see this on TV. Thank you. Tell me what happened.
Well, she said, I hung up on him because I thought it was one of your weird friends, right? And a couple minutes later, she gets another phone call, and it's one of James Brown's employees, and I think it might have been his daughter, and said, is this Johnny Angel's house? And she said, yes. Well, James just called to talk with him, and he was hung up on. And she said, I am so sorry, because I thought it was someone who would expect in Pittsburgh to have James Brown call.
Nobody.
Right? So she said James was so impressed that Johnny said he was going to send him a record and actually got it. He said because so many people make promises and don't follow it through, that he was really, really impressed. And from that time forward, I got a Christmas card from James Brown.
Thanks for sharing that story.
It's my pleasure.
You know what? Eventually, I don't know what they're doing there, but eventually we're going to talk sports. This is... No,
Hey, I feel good. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't do that.
I thought you meant James Brown. He can't. Well, I'll tell you what to do now. Hold on a second. We got to tease him because December 5th, I'm going to do your promotion first. Because I'm like P.T. Barnum on steroids. December 5th at the James Street, which is up there on Foreland and James Street, Gastropub and Speakeasy. No, you don't let me finish, Bonnie. Come down to the Speakeasy. $10 to hear. Well, Johnny's not going to be there December 5th. But what could I say? Here's what you got to do. Go to your promo, because I just remembered. I just saw the new poster. Cut all that. No. Tell them where you're at this weekend, please. We'll just keep going.
Well, this weekend I'll be performing at the Strand Theater in Zillionople with a beautiful young lady by the name of Marianne Mangini, and she is just phenomenal. That'll be Saturday night. And the Joe Lanier Orchestra, which is a big band orchestra, and we'll be doing the Great American Songbook. A lot of the songs, Nat King Cole, Count Basie, that kind of stuff.
Now that sounds great. December 5th, that's Jessica Lee and some other guys playing. You'll see me promoting that. Sorry, Bonnie.
However,
see him. Go ahead.
But here's even a better one. December, I think it's the 14th. It's a Wednesday night, Heinz Hall. It's the Nader Doo-Wop Show, okay? Mary Wilson from the Supremes, the Original Times, Shirley Alston from the Shirelles, Tommy Mara from the Crest, yours truly, Johnny Angel and the Halos.
He'll be singing.
I'll meet you there, Bonnie.
That's not happening. That's not happening. He's not reliable on this. I've actually told him about Jack's show, and I post it to his page almost every week because you're one of his dad's favorites.
I love it.
Okay?
Love it.
His dad loves you, and he told me that. So here's me, just being like his brother from another mother. I post it on his page.
I see that all the time.
I say just click on The Carolina Breeze. It'll come up. Then click on Listen, and you can hear my man there. And it starts at 7 o'clock. And I call in maybe between 7:30, 7:45, and he thanks me and you for being on the show in the air. Then he plays a song, that'd be nice about me. So he does that. And we've been doing this for about a year, buddy. And now he knows you're on the internet radio. I'm glad you could tell him, because you're like a third party. That makes it real. Because we just talk, so...
What's really great about it is that Pittsburgh Nation, not just in sports, but also in music, is all over the country.
Yeah.
And this show, I get Pittsburghers calling me from Arizona, mostly from Florida, South Carolina, New York, Cleveland, just picked up Dallas, Texas. And,
nice.
And it's great because when they do call me, they talk about music, but they also talk about Pittsburgh sports. And
he throws my name out all the time. He throws me out there. Oh, man. I like it, though. And I've even picked up a few of his friends because they're like, I heard you on the radio. I go, I don't do a radio show. I go, but thanks for that radio voice. You know, I like that. But I'm on TV, and so are you. So they friend me, and then I just have to share this. On Saturday night, I got a good close friend of mine because of Jack, Chief Ed Butch Bechtold. He's just a great guy. Now,
Vietnam veteran.
Yeah, he's a veteran, and he was sprayed with Agent Orange, and it's a sad story, but he's got the biggest heart in the world, and he plays Santa Claus. So I want to announce this. You're going to be doing a show out at the Oaks Theater on the 12th.
Yep.
Santa's going to show up.
Yep.
Our man, Butch, the chief, is going to be there. And as a Santa, he's also going to do it for Jessica Lee.
Yes.
Because he asked her, and he goes, how about what he used to, like, verify that he's legit? He didn't use your name. He used my name. He goes, Jessica Lee, I'm friends with Al Levine, the talk machine. And he told me that story. I go, Ed, you didn't have to do that. But he's going to be Santa on the 19th when she's singing for cereal for the Pittsburgh Area Community Food Bank, bringing a box of cereal. So we'll do that. He'll be there the 12th. So it's going to be a Christmas extravaganza at the Oaks Theater. It's just down the road in Oakmont. It's been refurbished. It looks fantastic. Just tell Joe we sent you.
That's right.
All right? We take plugs anywhere we can go. You're doing pretty good. Did we miss anything so far?
I don't think we missed anything yet. Maybe a little sports. You want to talk some sports?
Hold it. Wait a sec. Hey, will you stop that? Go see him at the Strand. Wait, I have a card. I don't know if you can get a close-up because you've been missing that sign a little because when you got three handsome guys, that's what you put the camera on. This is actually Pittsburgh Sports Line, and if I don't pass a card out, people think something's wrong with me. Let's talk sports.
But see, I could do this commercial for him because I do it every week on my radio show. It's Verizon Channel 32 from 7 to 8, featuring Al Levine, the talking machine, and his sidekick, Jimbo, right there. Tune in. That's what I tell everyone every Sunday night.
Believe me, yes, he does. He's so repetitious, it reminds me of myself. I keep repeating it, and he does it. So it's stereo on the radio, but we're TV. Now, I know you're a sports fan. You've played sports. You could coach people in sports. You've done this. You've even been security.
I've done a little of that.
Well, tell them where you grew up, and then that'll explain it.
I grew up on the north side of Pittsburgh, started in Manchester, Woods Run area. I still live on the north side. I played most of the Pittsburgh sports. I played baseball, softball, football, boxed, wrestled. Never played any of the newer sports, the soccer and the hockey, which is really starting to catch on in Pittsburgh.
Hold on, let's go right to that, because we just talked before the show, and it's just amazing. You have a grandson playing hockey. I met a young kid.
Four grandsons playing hockey.
Four?
Yeah.
Okay, see, I had to dig deep, Smoking Jim. I just heard one.
One is playing ice hockey down at RMU.
Okay.
Right? Plays for North Hills what's that, JV?
Yeah, they're JV.
But the younger kids started playing deck hockey, and now they're getting interested in ice hockey. Now, when I grew up, there were no Pittsburgh Penguins. There were the Pittsburgh Hornets.
Right. Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah,
he doesn't. Don't ask.
That's why every now and then you see the Penguins wearing that bluish
Yeah, the
uniform.
old style
That's
uniform.
the old style uniform. That was the Hornets colors back then, right? Yeah. And
So you learn something every time on Pittsburgh Sports Line. That's why we bring guests in here, just to freshen it up a little.
The Hornets was an ABA team.
But what was crazy is nobody in Pittsburgh really followed hockey until Lemieux came on board. Oh, yeah. And then when Mario Lemieux lit everything up, Pittsburgh went on fire with hockey, right?
Yeah.
But back when I was a kid, and probably the next two generations up until the new generation, hockey wasn't a sport young kids played. They did a little bit of street hockey back then, but then deck hockey picked up.
Right.
And now ice hockey is on fire in Pittsburgh.
Look at, you got guys in the NHL
That's
from
right.
this area.
No doubt about it.
Which is awesome. And it's back to Mario Lemieux, not Yager, because he ended up leaving town.
Yeah.
He didn't feel right. He had too many Kit Kats and he went to too many crazy adult places. So, but other than that, he's still playing hockey.
That's right.
In 40s. So, and if you notice a guest going by, yes, we're no Smoking Jim. Man. That's not time to clap because she went to the bathroom. All right. Some people think that's rude. All right, we covered some hockey. What was your favorite sport? I never asked you that.
My favorite sport growing up was baseball.
Okay.
And then when the Steelers came along in the 70s, and just, again, another sport, Pittsburgh Steelers were always underdogs, never. And then when the 70s Steelers came on board, they became the name of football, and still are. Still
Right.
are, by the way.
Right. Well, they started a winning tradition.
Yes, they did.
And Art Rooney Sr. had more fun and more friends on his team, and they played hard, but they didn't win much.
You can go back to the Rooney Reds if you want.
Yeah.
Now, that really goes back.
Yeah. How about let's go back to Prohibition, too? Why don't we go back to Prohibition here when they had bars and everything else?
Rooney Reds was a football team on the north side.
And you know he was a great boxing promoter. Did you know that? Art Rooney Sr.?
Yeah.
Yeah. He actually was a boxer, too.
Boxing was huge in Pittsburgh.
See, it's
Huge.
nice talking to him. He's just like a sponge of information. Tell him anything, Jack. Go ahead. Whether it's true or not, he won't know it. Just tell him.
Oh, that's funny.
It's true, though.
I didn't grow up with a picture of Art Rooney in my living room. I grew up with James Brown in my living room.
Me too.
Did you? We were too poor. We didn't have any pictures. I don't even have a middle name. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't have a middle name. I'm just Alan Levine. We're too poor to get middle initials.
I think we should give him a middle name. What do you
Whoa,
think?
whoa, whoa, whoa. No. He said, "What do you think, Jimbo?" He thought you meant that's what I should have as a middle name.
I gotta think of one here.
Talking machine. The talking machine. That works. It's on the card. No, man, this is no spray tan. I sit on the deck. You've seen my deck. The tan is fading. Look. Oh, not with you. I can't
Put your
compare you.
sunglasses on. Nice.
Wow. Well, it was sunny the other day, Smoking Jim. I had 4 cups of green tea on the deck, and I started to feel a little red, so I walked inside. Enough of that. That's our little social media thing on who has the best tan. No.
I lost.
That's the only time you lost. So far, you're not singing, but we know when you are singing.
Yes, sir.
I want you to save that voice because it was just awesome on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Man, you hit high notes. I don't know where you even found them at.
That's what I do. I find them.
I know, but man, just your voice. You know, I'm not blowing smoke, but you have to hear them because it sounds like it's back in the `60s. That's what it
That's where
sounds
it came
like.
from.
See, I do know something. He's just playing dumb. No, I don't think he is. He don't know that.
Well, here's a piece of trivia for you.
Okay.
Oliver High School, which is no longer Oliver High School, it's now part of Perry, right? There used to be a tunnel that connected the 2 gyms, and all the young people would hang out in the tunnel because it had an echo, and we used to sing there, right?
Really?
And that's where I first started to sing, was at Oliver High School in the tunnel.
Wow.
And there were a lot of great singers that came out of Oliver High School that actually recorded. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's some of the Marcells went there, and the Allegheny, and you had some of the Lee brothers, which made it really big in music with the Showstoppers and some of the others. But yeah,
Smoking
Oliver.
Jim, if you'd listen to his show, now I want to tell you again, maybe write this down, the CarolinaBreeze.com.
I'm going to come sit on your deck and listen.
No, it's too dark. No. You know, it's wintertime. Like, it gets dark now, like 5 o'clock, and I'm not putting a light on out there. Not with you sitting on my deck.
I'll come to the back door.
No, I don't even come to any door. We're trying to talk seriously. Go on your computer. You have a computer. You can hear them every week. All right, we only touch lightly on some sports here. Thanks, Smoking Jim. And no, I don't need a middle initial. Please, stop thinking. I know how you operate.
It's coming. Sunday night, you'll have a new middle name.
I got to listen to that.
I can take it. The odds 2-1, they're not too bad. I like that. I got a lot of experience there. My guys from the Pittsburgh Press and Post-Gazette will tell you. At least 30, 40-1 because they got a lot of attaboys that were in the back. We're behind you. Just like I see with you a lot of times. I'm right behind you, Al. I go, you fall down because I don't see you. But he shows up. All right, no middle name today. Let's see. You like baseball.
I love baseball.
What position did you play?
In baseball?
All of them?
No, I actually started as a catcher when
Okay.
I first played.
Well, sure, you got to be the star and handle every ball.
Got to be in control of the game.
Okay.
And then I became a pitcher. And then later on, I did shortstop and second base.
Wow,
and,
so you had some speed.
Well, I had good hands.
You had some quickness?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then later in life...
Well, hold it 1 second. He had good hands on the bongos. This guy played bongos.
Congas.
Congas?
Yep.
For almost 4 hours. Seriously. He's going... I can't do any justice, but he was like, he could probably make this musical.
Yeah, I could.
Forget it. I know you could. Nah, I got a lot of soul. I got no rhythm there. Because I listened to Johnny Angel's Heavenly Soul Show on the CarolinaBreeze.com. Oh, that was a pause. Because my man, he's taking this all in. He's got double team. He used to break those double teams in football, right? But not tonight. So you pitched. Who did you play? Just high school then? And
I played high school. I played Sandlot.
Did you?
And then when I was in my 50s, I played for a senior baseball team, and I was still pitching at the time.
Really?
And then here's why I quit. Most of the teams kept me from my bat. I could hit a ball pretty good, right?
Right.
I hit a shot. I was 52 years old. I hit a shot to left center field that cleared the two outfielders for the first bounce and rolled to the end, complete end. And I got thrown out at third base. And I quit that day.
Yeah, that happens.
And I played football. I played for Oliver High School. Played a little bit at Duquesne. Played some North Side
Pickup
teams.
games.
Yeah.
Any turkey bowls?
I played a lot of turkey bowls. I was a linebacker, middle linebacker.
Of course.
And,
look at that build, man. He's strong. Look at this guy.
And boxing was my favorite. I loved to box. And it's,
I remember you told us that, and I was surprised. I never knew that about you. A singer, songwriter, performer. You're one of the best entertainment guys that I've seen. He handles so many different things that come at him that it amazes me. I know I'm quick, but Johnny Angel still got it, and he hits a high note that's unreal.
I appreciate that.
And I appreciate live music, like you know. So check out anybody that's in this Pittsburgh area performing live. I mean, you'll appreciate it even more.
And that's so important what you're saying there. And you don't know how much I appreciate these gentlemen talking about music, because at one time Pittsburgh was the hub of music.
Yeah.
And especially with the Pittsburgh Courier, which was a newspaper here in Pittsburgh.
Well, he
right?
writes for them.
Well, I'm telling you. And I talked to many of the original R&B artists, like people like Otis Williams from the Charms. And when I talked with Otis, he told me some history about Pittsburgh. He said, you know, the way we knew we were going to have a hit record is by how the Pittsburgh Courier wrote about our song.
Wow.
If they said it was good, it was a hit in the nation.
Otis Williams, he played for the Temptations.
That's two different Otis Williams. Yeah. Yeah, this one
You
was
got to
the
listen
Charm.
to that show we've been telling you about.
It's okay. But,
He'll help you.
the Courier, and not only the Courier, but some of the clubs that were here in Pittsburgh, like the Crawford Grill.
Right.
The greatest artists in the history of music played at the Crawford Grill. I mean,
Go ahead.
Come on through.
Go ahead, man. We don't mind. You don't have to duck.
Yeah, it's
And the Crawford Grill, I want to tell you guys, it's going to be coming back within the next couple years.
Yeah.
So it will be back. They got investors lined up, and you'll hear some great announcements with that. So listen to the live music now. Follow Johnny Jack Hunt Angel wherever he is. Like his page. Join his group if you can. And you see, I'll put stuff out there because I really enjoy what you do.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And
It's always a pleasure, man.
And you know what? You out-talked me in this first segment. We have one of our sponsors, Mario Tempest. He's just a big fan of our show. He hasn't been here for a while, so we got a lot of catching up to do in about 10 minutes. Can you handle that?
I can handle that, yes.
All right. I'll let you hold the mic because you always look more comfortable.
I do karaoke, so don't be surprised if I start singing.
Bonnie, can he sing? Can Mario sing? He does karaoke. The singer's
what are you
not
saying?
singing. That's why I got him here.
What are you saying?
He's not singing. I can't break a contract. I'm a man of my word. Go to the Strand. Saturday night, Zealy and Opal. You can do it. All right, Mario, I got to ask you about Steelers because that drove me crazy on Sunday. How about you?
It did me too, and you brought something up that drove me nuts. On 2 plays that I can remember, they could have recovered fumbles after a big hit, and they stood there and just cheered and jumped like they never did it before. And in the back of them, they had no idea what was going on. There was a whole play going on behind them. I just don't get that. I know ESPN has a lot to do with that. They want to get on TV every week, but I don't know. I just don't get that. It's getting worse every year. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, they do a lot of that at Highlands. That's why they didn't make it.
Well, Gateway, I don't think they've been very good the last couple weeks, but that's another story.
Hold it, wait. They won a game. You didn't hear it, but on one of our shows, he brought up that I actually watched the game. I actually accidentally went and watched the game. It was on TV.
That's right. They made TV, yeah.
Yeah, and it was 3-0 at halftime, and I said, I just had to stop watching because Gateway was losing 3-0. Well, he announced that they won, and then another guy on our show, Chip, had to say they didn't make the playoffs. So what's he talking about?
I don't
Forget
know.
about that team. Let's
know.
talk about Steelers.
Steelers, yeah. It was very impressive. It was the games aren't like they used to be in the 70s, Jack. You'll know with Oakland and Pittsburgh, you'll never touch that again. But I hate to say this, but
Say it.
Oakland actually looks pretty good, a lot better than they have in the last 10 years. And it's good to have that rival back if indeed it comes back. It was good to see a game like that just for that reason, if nothing else.
No, I agree there. And a generation lost out on the competition there. And we lost 4 out of 5 games before this when they were a bad team.
Right.
Now they are a good team. You could see that Derek Carr. You know what? He's a nice young quarterback.
He's tough wherever he come from. He looks good. Yeah. Did you like him in the draft a couple years ago?
Yeah,
Did you?
The same draft for Johnny Manziel. Loved him. A lot better than his brother, David.
Well, he was always thrown to the Lions.
That's his brother?
They didn't have a line.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow, you're right. Learn
They
something
both
every
got
show.
married when they were in college.
Sorry to hear.
Very religious family.
Oh, thanks, Smoking Jim. Your insights are just unbelievable. A true scout.
Tell us something about baseball, Jim.
That's enough.
Next subject.
That's enough. Tell us about baseball. What do you think is going to happen for this year? A lot of changes?
There's going to be a lot of changes. Pedro's not going to be here. Neither will Walker. Neither one of them will be here. And I don't have a problem with that because look at the last couple teams that were in the World Series. They've done it. They were in the middle of all the 31
Right.
teams. Their payroll is in the middle, so they can do it, and so can we. And I respect them for that. All those teams that spend billions of dollars and all those players, they were all home golfing the same time the Pirates were. So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have a problem with the way they do
Well,
it.
what's your thought about this one and done? People are getting so upset about it, like they shouldn't even be in the playoffs. It shouldn't matter.
I think that can easily be taken care of. My idea is give one extra player per team.
Let him go.
Guy, you can go.
Please, anybody can go. Nobody has to stand around for us, seriously.
You don't want to say us.
Peanuts, enjoy the show. This is what we do. Sorry, I didn't give the rules out. I have simple rules on my show. Anytime we go in a venue, pretend like we're not here, but we are.
That's right.
All right? That's how simple I go.
Anyhow, Jim will agree with this. Just add one extra player per roster. They can afford it. Have a couple less days off throughout the year and make it a 3-game series. Other teams have to wait. If one team goes 4-0 and wipes out the other team, they have to wait a week to play, don't they? In a World Series?
him.
Yeah, Jim would know.
Well, I like the one and done. The Pirates know how to do that pretty good.
Yeah,
You
they're-
understand that he doesn't know baseball. He's actually a baseball hater. Because you don't make comments. Here's his original comment after the Pirates lost the first game. They won't make the playoffs. Here's his comment after the second game. They're never going to make the playoffs. And Kutch cut his hair. He's like Samson. He won't do well all year. Well, he was only right about April. Because if you got rid of April, Kutch wins the MVP. There's not anybody even close.
But he was right when he said when they lost the one and done, he said they're not going to go on in the playoffs. He was right there.
Yeah, but he didn't say that. I said that because he didn't understand what even goes on.
I know.
So we can't add words. And we're trying not to pick on him, but he actually likes good publicity and he likes notoriety. And believe me, I was taught that it's better to give than to receive. So if you think I'm picking on him, you're right. No argument. All right, Mario. Anything else you want to cover? How's business? We always promote your business when we're in sports.
One quick thing. I didn't realize till tonight, I've never met anybody else beside myself that did not have a middle name. We were too poor for a middle name, too.
You're welcome on this show anytime, Mario.
Right. No middle name.
I'll just call you MT, and you can call me AL. Oh, that's Al. That's easy.
How about L? We can write a song. No, it'll never work.
Nah, that wouldn't work.
Real quickly, this is going to be a surprise to you. I am still doing the Jeunesse products, but I am now a distributor. You know, you like to make people, you like to talk, right?
Yes.
Okay. I like to make people smile and laugh.
I do that too.
Well, not as good as me.
I'll take that challenge.
But now I'm going to get paid to make people smile. I'm in a business called Send Out Cards and Gifts.
I know of it.
And I send personal pictures and cards and gifts to people that are just personal for them. And it's real touching, and I like to make people smile and laugh. So that's what I'm doing now as well.
Got a little James Brown in you. Christmas card.
I'll find a picture of James Brown if you give me your address. That'll never happen.
That's not. You have to send it to me.
That's why I said it.
Send it to me. And on that happy note, you got to go. All right, Smoking Jim, will you introduce this? Rosie, you're allowed to have the camera on now. All that stuff before that, I didn't want any of that on air because, I don't know, we usually don't do that.
We got a man that's a book author, former principal, a coach, a music guru, and on July 11, 2016, he will be going into the Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame. Big hand for Bob Burnett.
Hold it, what happened? I didn't hear a thing he said.
Thanks. Thank you, Smoking Jim.
Again.
Smoking Jim with his own built-in amplifier.
I know you can handle the mic.
He always wants. Yeah, I can handle it.
All right. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's great. This guy.
You know what? Can we have him promote a book?
Yeah,
Tell him what to say though.
I'm like Donald Trump, as you well know. I went free airtime.
Bob, can you take a photo of this book here too?
I'm gonna read that book.
No, he's not.
I told you we didn't have any pictures yet.
I know.
So
No. I mean, with us here, not just the book. With me holding it with your eye, because you're not reading. Hold it with just your right hand. There you go. You're covering up the mic. There we go. Did you take any? Let's see how they are. What's this one and done stuff? It's so good. You know what? There was a guy that kept telling me that, and he's ruined me. Yeah.
That's excellent.
How's that? Well, he does it like this, so.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I usually have him straight up, but we'll work with this. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I usually do it like that when you have just two of us. Yeah, it goes better on Facebook. Well, you don't have a proper. Yeah, I do. I shoot this way all the time. With camera phones? Wow. You know what? You're going to have to show me some stuff. All right, we got an interview to do. None of this should have been recorded. Rosie, was that being... Okay. Thank you. Wow, that is a great shot. I'll send you that. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Bob. It's super. All right. Where were we? I can't hear a thing. This right here is shot. We're going to have to change the seating arrangement next time because I need the left.
It was loud. It was good, though. It was good.
Well, it was all true.
All true.
Except he hasn't read your book. Hey, before we talk some sports, does this include sports?
Yep.
How's the book going? Because I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Thank you. The book's doing well, and I just have to find the time to promote it and get it out there. But it is doing well, so I'm happy
That's
with
all
that.
that counts. It's
Yeah.
well written.
And
I enjoyed the story. If people don't know, just give them a little synopsis of this, a short
Well,
version.
it's a true story, but I had to change the names. This is juvenile delinquents that I took over the team and led them to a WPL championship in 1988.
Okay.
And wasn't done before, hasn't been done since, and I don't think anybody's ever going to do it again. But that opened up a lot of doors. The best part about the book is that the movie is still on. We're still working on it.
Sure, they're a work in progress.
We have some entrepreneurs that want to get involved. The only thing, it's going to be like $4 to $6 million. So that's what we're looking at right now. But we finally have a team in place that is
Congratulations.
pulling it together. Thank you.
No, it takes time.
Yep.
It's like building a team like you did. You only had the 1 year to do it.
1
in
year,
one
yeah.
season. This, if you can, get a chance all the way down.
Yep, all the way down. And the most dysfunctional kids I've ever worked with in my life were able to put it together and do it. Get it done.
Give them a little of your background, if you could.
Well, I grew up in the suburbs, at Baldwin, Whitehall area, and from there I did well in high school in sports and
What sport did you play?
everything. Football, basketball, track.
What was your favorite?
Well,
You had to choose.
I'm going to say baseball because
That's
I didn't
row.
play it. I didn't play it in high school, but I became a all-star pretty much every year. Was American Legion All-Star. Had some interest from the Pirates, et cetera, et cetera. So
Sure.
football, I liked it because of the number of people that came to watch it.
Sure.
You got cheerleaders. You have your classmates, the band.
Even at Baldwin?
Yeah, this was back when we were good. I hate to even look in the paper now to see how bad they are. They're
You
bad.
mean like how Gateway was in the past?
Yeah,
And now they're not really that good?
But that coach probably is second guessing why he even left Claire.
Yeah, and Keystone Oaks made the playoffs.
Yeah, can you
He
believe
talks
that?
bad about that. That's my alma mater.
Okay.
They reached a level where they can win and get in the playoffs. I'm hopeful for Gateway.
So I was able to play.
Baldwin
there.
had some great teams.
Oh, we had great players over the years, and Dave Wanstead was a little bit behind me, and we had several outstanding guys. And I went on to play at Slippy Rock University.
Did you?
And ran track and played football there. So two sports. And
What position?
I played tailback, and I also played some D-back, and I ran back kicks and punts, which means it's hard to watch the Steelers run back kicks and punts right now. I mean, I'm sitting at home like, where did they get this guy?
Well, here,
Because
since
he ran
we're
on the field, or because the coach ran on the field and messed him up, they brought him on.
no, well, think about this. I'm noticing a trend. Now, you've watched sports for years. You've played it. You've coached it. Now, what do you
And
think?
worked with Joey Porter, very up close.
I
and
know. That's
personal.
what I wanted you to bring out. That's what I was trying. So, if you've done that, you have great character, and you know about players, what they can and cannot do.
Right.
Now, here's the trend I'm noticing, and I don't hear anybody talking about it. I've talked about the Steelers rebuilding the last 4 years. They got lucky last year with an easy schedule. Now, I noticed they pick up a quarterback, whether you like him or hate him. The other team wanted him. They picked him up. Now, I noticed another trend. The returner, no other team wanted him. So, nobody. And we got him now.
Told you why.
Well, no, I know, but since you noticed it, I know they're rebuilding and they're putting bad pieces to replace.
Right. That's correct.
And we don't hear that. It's rare to hear that, except on Pittsburgh Sports Line.
What you're going to hear from me is
You don't have to.
you have all of these guys that they have picked up. They brought in Michael. I like Michael Vick as a person, as a football player. His years are over. He's done.
Well, that's why I said I like you, because you're a character guy. You know about people, and you can scout and coach.
The only thing that bothers me is they have Landry Jones, who was with them for how long now?
4 years?
And it's like, are you ready to play football? And it's like, no. Now they have a crisis, and they have to get the guy. He's getting better each game. However, they should have thought about this. Ben's injury prone. He's going to be in there. So those are issues that they got to take a look at.
How come we can see that here? The Steelers won't talk about that issue at all. You never hear that.
No, they close that door and it's in-house. Everything is in-house. One thing I will say is when I've talked to players over the years that I've worked with the Steeler players.
Right.
You hear the inside, what they think. Don't ask me what they think.
I'm not.
I really know.
You told me don't ask. I'm not asking.
What they think.
I listen.
I mean, I go back to Tommy Maddox versus, who was the other quarterback? Cordell Stewart. People don't know how the players really felt about that. So there's the same divide. Should Vic, who stays? Vic, when Ben comes back. You put Vic, a healthy Vic, is number 2? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But that's what's going to happen, in my opinion.
No, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
But that's what we go through. It's frustrating as a Steeler fan, because I'm a fan. Like people talk about, we got 6 Super Bowls.
Right.
I didn't do that, just so you know. I didn't get the 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but
I enjoyed every one of them.
Pittsburgh people, it's we.
Yeah, I know
It's like their team, our team, my team. And
I
that's
know,
how
but
it is.
just like after this win, I don't feel more confident about the team. I know Ben got hurt,
Right.
Which is always a travesty
Well,
there.
If just listen to what James Harrison says. And did you guys hear his
No,
comments?
tell me.
He said, the defense, we sucked. We won the game, but we were horrible. We didn't make plays. We let them run up and down. He was honest and blunt about it. And that's the way you got to be. But when I watch, and I love Mike Tomlin, don't get me wrong, but if I have a player of mine that goes with the kill shot, which whatever his number is, the safety, he goes with the kill shot and celebrates. I heard somebody talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
The guy starts to celebrate. The ball's rolling around 2 feet away from him. Now, if you're on my team, you're done for the rest of the game.
That's what I was saying.
Sit down.
I'm like you. I would have taken you out of the game because you play to the whistle.
Right.
We even have guys that played after the whistle.
Too much.
Right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But we don't have that.
Right.
I'd have took him out too, just long enough to put a star on his helmet, put it back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's why
Tell 'em return
your
kick.
mentality, you're enabling all these guys to be like that. But if you actually coach the team, you would be like a tyrant.
When I've coached kids, like my kids in this book,
Yeah.
that's what they would do. They would, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, no, you can't. Listen, sit down.
So you and him, as nice as Smoking Jim is, he's one of the nicest guys you ever meet.
Yeah.
You'd have a problem with him coaching like that.
Well,
Like here, he'd give you the attaboy. No, he'd go, attaboy. And then
Everybody
the
has
parents are mad or something. Okay, come off the field.
Everybody
then
has
he sends
this-
it back in.
Everybody has
What's
a
going
set
on
of rules.
there?
You got rules. You make your players abide by the rules. If you don't have rules, if the Steelers don't have that rule, something's wrong with this.
They don't have the
organization.
rule.
You got
Your man James Harrison the week before, like I mentioned, had a personal foul after a play.
yeah, that's crazy. And I got a rule for Antonio Brown. My rule for Antonio Brown: you are no longer allowed to run out of bounds. Franco did it years ago. That's Franco. But if you watch him, every time he's got the ball and he's going down the field, he looks for somewhere to run out of bounds, and he runs out of bounds. So I don't get it. But
Well, you know what? He did great. He set a record. I appreciate that, but I actually saw his true character when Ben wasn't around.
yeah.
No,
Yeah,
worse
yeah.
than the
Would
diva.
you say diva? Yeah, I agree.
It was actually worse because he was actually disrespecting a quarterback and other players on the team.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, who were trying hard.
Yeah.
One of them was your friend's Michael Vick. He was disrespecting him. Throw the ball to me, he said.
Yeah, he did.
No comment. No comment. I rest my case. Hey, and then I have to tell you something. Smoker Jim will vouch for this. You've been the best dressed. Now you're going to be in our Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I don't even know what rules get
I don't
you
even
in our
know what the Hall of Fame is here.
Here.
What is? Tell me what the Hall of Fame is.
Here. Now,
I mean,
let me explain something first.
All
Now, this is my show that I helped create.
Not Hall. You didn't say Hall
Wait.
of Shame.
No, Hall of Fame.
All right.
You're now going to be a Hall of Famer. You're an inductee.
Okay.
Now, I helped create this show. He's a great co-host.
Right.
I have no vote on it.
Okay.
I don't even know the criteria.
How did I get this award?
Now, we've had 2 classes already.
Right.
In 14 was our inaugural class, and in 15 we just had that. He does it around July, around his birthday. Send presents July 18th. That's his birthday.
Good birthday.
We don't know what year.
Right.
Now it's going to be July again this year,
Right.
or I mean in 16. And you're the second one that he
So
already.
when did I get my award? In 2016.
Yeah.
For 2000. What year
No,
is this?
it'll be 2016. He announces it
Okay.
early because he actually tries to do a good business, but I don't understand it. It's like monkey business.
What
here.
should
It's
I
not.
wear to this best
You
dress
should wear probably your best suit.
or tux?
Well, if you have a tux that's not at the cleaners, you bring it
All right.
because
And where would this be?
we don't know yet.
Okay. All right.
It'll be at one of the places we're at on a Monday night. I think he pulled out July 11th
Okay.
on a Monday night. So if you're going to Europe at that time, cancel the trip.
Okay.
If you're going around the world,
Cancel.
cancel the trip.
Okay.
If you're going to Monroeville, don't
Cancel.
cancel.
Oh,
No,
don't cancel.
No, that's God's country.
I was thinking about applying for the head football coach's job.
All right, we
Yeah.
need you.
Oh, now is the time. Well, hey, Smoking Jim, we're almost out of time. Will you explain to Bob what this is?
All you need to know is
Here we go.
We've had
Yeah.
we've had nearly 400 shows on TV and YouTube, interviewed nearly 500 guests, and you're the 16th person going into the Pittsburgh Sports Live Hall
I'm
of
not
Fame.
even in the Baldwin High School Hall of Fame, but I'll take it.
You got it. And here, I have a sneaky suspicion that it's because of how well you dress. Because I've said you're the top #1 dresser that's been on our show.
I'm getting this for just dressing. Not
No, we don't know.
Oh.
There's no criteria, and he won't tell you.
Okay.
Okay? Because whatever Kool-Aid he's drinking, I don't know. But this is his thing. I ride on his coattails for the Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame. And congratulations to you.
I thank both
I
of you guys.
appreciate you.
Great job, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know. Just easy. Don't hit me too hard.
That's a brother thing.
Well, here, let me end it like that. We got that. Just stay here. I want to thank everybody for watching our show. Thanks to Rosie. Thanks to Bob for filling in, putting up with me, taking great one-shot photos. It's never been done on Pittsburgh Sportsline that he did one shot for each photo, and they were fantastic. Wait till I post them. You'll see them out there. I appreciate that. Now, you can watch this show as early as Wednesday. I'll post it up. You know how I scrape it and give it to you. Dave Cable will work on that. And all I can say is stay Joey strong.